Hi, welcome to another week of learning in lockdown. I'd like to ask you a question. If I could tell you there was something you could do that wouldn't take very long, that could help improve your sleep, reduce anxiety, reduce stress levels, and it may even help minimize chronic or ongoing pain or intermittent pain. It could help you to learn to focus. It has also been proven to lower your blood pressure, and it also in some studies been shown to help with age-related memory loss. Would you be interested? I would like to think so. You see, because there is a very simple method that helps with all of these things I've just mentioned, and it has been proven in scientific studies. I won't go into all the details, there's plenty of them, you can look them up yourself if you want, but the evidence is overwhelming. The benefits of this simple technique are quite profound, as long as you practice regularly. That simply is meditation. The reason I told you the benefits first is because there are some people, you even mention the word meditation and it's like they've got a mental block, cannot do. I know it can be a bit distressing when you sit down and try to do nothing. We're such busy bees at the best of time and we're always rushing around. But that's the problem. So many of us are rushing around, we're stressed out, we don't hear ourselves think half the time. We just go through life and we're not aware of how we're coping, the stress levels are high, until something breaks down. So while we've got the luxury of a bit more time in our hands, why not take a few deep breaths and learn to meditate? Now, when I say learn to meditate, it's not necessarily something you're going to perfect. That's why in Japan they call it practicing meditation. And generally it's called a practice, because I don't think there's ever a perfecting it. You're either in the moment or you're not. Just because you get in the moment doesn't mean you're going to stay there forever. So it's something you practice. And although the whole point of meditation is to reach that still place where you can sort of stop thought perhaps, that happens momentarily, if at all. Really think of meditation as sitting down, focusing on your breath, and just observing your thoughts. See what comes into mind, and then when you realize that you have a thought in your mind, go back to focusing on your breath. This really does help with learning to focus, because what you'll realize is initially when you start meditating, you'll realize how easily distracted you are. Your mind wanders. I've seen me when I first started sitting down and maybe setting an alarm for 10-15 minutes, and then at the end of it I realized, oh my goodness, I've been thinking about something the whole way through. That's okay. That's raising your awareness, which is the first step of changing something. You have to be aware of it. They call it the monkey mind. So you also will see some thoughts that will come through to you that may be bothering you. Maybe you have issues you have to deal with. And meditation, it's a bit like music in the sense there are so many ways, so many methods, so many different ways of meditating. Some are guided, some are silent. I suggest if you're new to meditation, a guided meditation tends to be easier, and you still get all those health benefits and deep breathing exercises. There are so many to choose from. There are apps out there. There's lots on YouTube, meditation bowls, and I know Oprah and Deepak Chopra do 21-day challenges that are free. You can buy some of their other programs, but there's a little app you can buy, and they're actually doing a really nice 21-day challenge during the lockdown that's free with an introduction, and there's only actually about 10 minutes of meditation involved, like sitting silently, because the other 10 minutes is Oprah speaking and Deepak, so there's some lovely lessons to be learnt. I found that to be quite enjoyable during the lockdown. So there are so many different ways to practice meditation. And even after telling you all this, if you still point blank refuse to sit down for 10 minutes, how about stopping for 2 minutes at a time? 2 minutes, anyone can take 2 minutes. And then over a period of time, you may be inclined to build it up. You may even find you enjoy those couple of minutes of deep breathing. So I definitely suggest, not just during lockdown, form healthy habits that you can keep going after this lockdown is over. Help control your stress and anxiety levels during the lockdown, and perhaps to go back to work with better focus and clarity because you have been meditating. So for anyone out there who is meditating, great, wonderful, you probably already know the benefits. And if you're not meditating and you've got a mental block about meditating, don't call it meditating. Just say, I'm going to sit down for a minute and focus on my breathing. Just do that, 2 minutes, focus on your breathing. We've all got to start somewhere, so 1-2 minutes a day and build it up as you go. So I'm hoping by the time I come back to you next week, everybody's at least taken up a bit of a challenge and tried to give 1 or 2 minutes to just deep breathing and relaxing into your thoughts. Take care, and I'll speak to you next week.